Hello, everyone. We're Boyfriend Dot Exe, and today we're going to talk about the best boy's potential third myth and theorize about what we think that it could be.
Stating that
Hey.
best boy is an opinion, not a fact.
You can't call him the
My
best boy.
opinions are facts.
All right, I
So,
guess
what are
we can
talking about
start.
first?
Yeah, like we talked about this in the Zane video. Pretty much like so far, we can see that these stalactrums are hitting like a very specific pattern. So with the previous ones, they go in the order of their like strongest stalactrum. So with that information, we can pretty much say for sure that Sylus is very likely going to be blue in his myth. So hopefully people are happy about that because you're getting blue.
I would say it's like guaranteed. I wouldn't even say pretty sure. I would be shook if it wasn't blue.
Who knows? They could change it up, but it would be very shocking if they swapped it from anything other than blue.
And you know what that means. Sylus is going to be very
What?
sad in this memory. Because it's blue.
What?
Yep, it's
What?
a blue
What do you-
memory,
oh.
so he's going to be
No,
sad.
he's gonna
It's a
he's gonna be
blue
sad in this memory
It's gonna be
because
blue.
somebody's gonna die. Also, we can probably say that
Sadness.
as a fact.
I feel like
Well,
somebody
Somebody's
always
gonna
dies.
die. I think,
I would like to be
like,
hopeful.
theoretically, MC should die because she's died in every other myth so far, but I
Well-
think Sylus is gonna die again.
Arguably in Xavier's, both Xavier and MC die.
That's true.
But
What if
MC
no one
dies
died?
first. So,
Anyway, the
well,
important thing
then that
is
would be
blue.
crazy.
Blue. Yes, that's what we've learned here.
There we
Blue,
go.
there we go.
Blue.
Blue.
We can see the
Highlighting
pattern.
blue.
Now, what do we think that MC's weapon is going to be? Since we're confident that it's blue, we have also seen some patterns in the weapons that are used by MC.
Well, it can't be a claymore or guns because she's already had guns in Silas's first myth, and in the second one she had a claymore. So she's getting either small sword or she's getting wand.
And even though Xavier's MC did just get a wand, it's probably going to lean wand because we know that Caleb's MC just had guns and a wand, so it's unlikely they're going to get wand back to back. So he's probably going to get the longsword. So I would say it's pretty safe to assume that you're going to have a wand.
I would love
Alright.
to have a wand because I don't like fighting close quarters. And a wand would also lean into some of the theories we're going to talk about in a second.
The
As
wand
true.
is
long as they
honestly
make
the
the
best
combo
weapon.
system good enough, as somebody who actually appreciates the combat mechanics and doesn't ever hit auto, the wands are like the least engaging tool in the entire game. Like, I think they did
But
a
it's so
passive-aggressive.
easy.
As
They're
someone
so
who never
nice.
hits auto. Shut up.
Shut up. As someone who never hits auto.
You know, the combat in
dare
this
you.
game can be really fun. I think they did a great job with Abyss Walker and making the gun engaging because
The guns are fun.
Yeah, the guns. Normally, I think the guns are pretty lame too, but they made the Abyss Walker gun so fun with the mechanics that they attached to it. So I'm hoping
That
for
must
that.
be so nice. When
is.
Silas's guns are like, okay, now run around and collect all these little drops that he keeps making to do
Sounds like a lot of
something
work.
I'm not even clear about what they do. But you just have to keep
I mean-
running around the field to collect.
Have you
Abyss
tried
Walker's
pressing
similar
auto?
in that you have to collect the little beacons, but like the guns feel good.
Yeah.
So there is one more thing that we can be certain about. And it's that Sylus is gonna have long hair.
All
So
of the
true.
third myths have had long hair so far. They all took a trip to the salon.
They did. It would be very shocking if he did not have long hair, and I feel like the community would absolutely be so upset if he does not
Yeah.
also get long hair.
Oh my
If he
gosh.
doesn't get a new long hairstyle when everyone else got it, Sylus better be putting his extensions in.
He's actually going to be bald. They're just going to completely shave his head.
I will quit. I'll quit the game.
have
And
to
it's a
request
style
for
that he
his
can
long
equip
hair.
whenever he wants, so some days you just wake up and he's bald. Because you haven't dressed him
Oh,
No.
No. I would not pull on the myth to avoid having bald-headed Sylus. But what are some of our theories for what the myth is going to be about? My first theory is Sylus is a vampire.
Oh my gosh.
That's a classic.
We can see that on the next slide, I have very little evidence for this fact. Simply, there is one Secret Times where he tells a story about a vampire. And I would really like for it to be true that he is a vampire. This is my dream in fold. Please make Sylus a vampire in his next myth.
I think after
could
they
see
look at this and they see the pleading eyes, they're gonna have to.
Yeah, that's you just want vampires because you like vampires. There's no evidence.
Hang on. I do like his Secret Times is very convincing. He bites you a lot. He doesn't like the sun. These are all very convincing evidence. He's in a place where it's nighttime all the time.
He makes up nonsense meals because he doesn't know how to taste food.
I think it's actually canon that he can't taste. He just enjoys texture.
Really?
Which is why he made that really haunting yogurt ice cream smoked salmon.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Seaweed
wine
bowl.
experience.
Because it's an interesting texture, which is something, that a vampire might enjoy. Red wine ice cream could just be a stand-in for blood ice cream.
There we go.
That should have been on this slide. That's great vampire evidence. Only a vampire would eat smoked salmon, red wine, ice cream.
I really want somebody to pull up.
This is the myth I most hope we get, is Vampire Sylus, and give him little fangs and beautiful long hair.
But do we have any other theories? Do you have another theory?
There are several theories that are more supported by the narrative. For example, Sylus is Hades. There's a lot of Greek myth references, not just in Sylus's canon, but in the story as a whole. And there's a lot in Sylus's stories, both in his memories and in the main story itself, that just kind of lend towards him being Hades. So, for example, Tartarus comes up several times in different stories for Sylus. It's his code name in Catch-22. It's the ship that he's on in the main story. We also see Karen come up in one of the main story plot lines, where there's a big battle and MC has to get helped across towards Sylus, and Karen is the one that helps her. So they are referencing the underworld a lot. And, it also helps that his fruit is a pomegranate, which is very symbolic of Hades.
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
Another thing we have to pay attention to is feathers. Feathers are Sylus's icon. And this leads into essentially every other theory that the fandom has for his next myth is involving birds and wings. Because you can see, when you pull a 5-star Sylus, there are feathers. When Relentless Conqueror, appears in the companion menu, it's through feathers. Even Dragon Sylus, who himself has no feathers, is often depicted in a cloud of feathers, suspiciously.
Yeah, where are these feathers coming from?
Nowhere.
His pillows?
He keeps them in his pockets, and he
these
throws
are
them when he
the
enters.
only places we see feathers for Sylus.
Where else do we see them? Oh.
In his gift interaction, he gives MC a feather.
Mm.
His title card, his tap effect, those are all feather-based. And then I've included MC's wedding dress, which has a huge feather motif. She has feather earrings, a little feather collar. But it's worth noting that, almost every, second unique outfit Sylus has some kind of bird or feather motif on it. So this isn't the only time we see feathers used in fashion for Sylus. He's clearly very connected to feathers.
I think
feathers are
the ring. Shut up.
The ring for the wedding is
also feathers.
Yeah, it's a feather. So, what kind of creature has feathers?
Birds.
Birds.
Birds, yes.
Dinosaurs,
but also angels.
which are like dragons.
Oh, dinosaur. He's a dinosaur.
Dinosaur Sylus, Jurassic Park.
Dinosaur Sylus, third myth.
And okay, hold on. We don't have any slides for this for anybody listening. I wish we did now, because his second plush is a dino. I think Jurassic Park Sylus is actually viable.
Sylus.
We should have made slides for this. But what we did make slides for is the fan favorite interpretation is that Sylus is a fallen angel. and he's going to have big, beautiful wings.
And he already has big, beautiful wings.
He
But
does,
more.
which are depicted in this slide. As you can see, on Twitter, people are already theorizing, and one of the things they've said is that when Sylus is in battle, he raises his fist just like this angel statue, which is unique to Sylus's dragon myth memory. This is the only time we see the angel the angel statue background. And it's clearly just like a seraphim. It has 6 wings. We don't see it any other time. And Sylus poses exactly like it, as you can see in this overlay.
That was him.
That's true.
So it
That was
could be a
smooth.
hint that he previously was an angel.
That
But
is
there
a really
are more
cool
hints
overlay.
throughout the story.
I just have to say, though, this is an absolutely insane catch by whoever saw this. Like,
Yeah.
Well, you can see that it was Silas Mephi on Twitter who saw this initially.
I mean, Silas Mephi, kudos. That's incredible.
That is really clever.
And other insane catches are from Blueberry Baby, who caught that there's an Elysium bar in Silas's memories and main story that's in the N109 zone, and there's a painting there. And the painting is actually a depiction of heaven that is in the Palace of Versailles. So here she's given the examples of where the painting is, and then the actual painting. It's clearly the same painting. So they've bothered to put in this specific painting of heaven into Silas's memories, again in a backdrop that we don't see in any other love interest stories.
Interesting.
I like it.
Of course, there is Mephisto, who is suspiciously named
It's true.
and can be linked to Mephistopheles.
I'm glad that I was pronouncing that wrong the whole time.
What were
How are
you?
you
How are you
pronouncing
pronouncing it?
Mephistoles.
What?
Mephistopheles. Okay.
Mephistoles.
All right. And just in general, I think we can see that Sylus is clearly a demon. Like, he refers to himself as a demon. He has the fiendy blaboo, and like he talks about selling souls, eating souls. And what is a demon if not a fallen angel?
This is actually something that I really wanted to talk about because this happens to be my favorite theory too. So, demons have been associated with dragons for a very long time. And there's an idea that the bat-like wings being associated with evil originates from Chinese depictions of winged devils. So this interpretation reached the Western world through the Silk Road and influenced translations of the Bible and artists for centuries to come. So we have this quote from the King James translation of the Bible. In Revelation 12, Satan is depicted as a great dragon or serpent. And the angels fight the dragon and they strike him down to earth with all of his other demons. So
And just
Satan and all of his...
To pop in for a second, this is exactly what happens in Silas's first myth, is that the Judicars strike him down and imprison him under the earth.
Yes. Perfect.
And they're the ones with the angel temple.
Suspicious. So Satan and all of his demons are often depicted as bat-like or dragon-like. So we have Gustave Doré's artwork. The one on the left is Satan Descends Upon Earth, based on Paradise Lost. And the one on the right is a depiction of Leviathan, who is also another fallen angel turned demon or dragon. So the idea that Sylus could be a fallen angel who was stripped of all of his feathers and turned into a dragon doesn't really feel that far off.
That's where all the feathers are coming from. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
They're
He just
his fallen angel feathers.
And that's why they're black, they're charred.
I mean, you could have told me that both of those pictures were Sylus, and I would have believed you.
I know, it looks directly from the game.
It really does. The fall especially looks very much like depictions of Sylus that we see in the game.
Now, I absolutely love how you brought up Leviathan, because that ties in pretty well to my theory, Ouroboros, which has some connections to Leviathan, specifically for Sylus. we see a lot of imagery around him devouring, his powers devouring. I mean, he's got an ability called Devour Marks that he can place on enemies. He says stuff like, what if my power wants to devour you, and every unrestrained desire in me is screaming to devour. He's got a lot of quotes like that. So I kind of see a little bit of an Ouroboros connection for Sylus. So I got some interesting imagery here. I think the one that I like the most is on the right in the middle, that little black and white one. So the snake on the right is the serpent in the Gnostic belief, which is it's very similar to Taoism, where there's good and evil, and there's evil and good, life and death, cycles of rebirth, and things like that. And the Ouroboros not only represents all of that, but also is a symbol of immortality. And we know that Sylus can't die. The Ouroboros is constantly depicted as a serpent-like dragon, which Sylus is often depicted as.
Does he really not die, or have we just not tried hard enough?
I mean, he does say he can be killed in one of his memories.
But I think only MC can kill him, and only under certain circumstances. So, like, otherwise, he is just living forever.
Yeah, and I think that there's a constant theme of this push and pull between him and MC and who will be victorious. I saw that quite a few times while doing my research. So I think that the Ouroboros isn't just him, but also him and her, the black and the white, them together. And
ooh, I like that.
I think there's going to be a fight over who consumes who, because not only does he have several instances where he's like, I need to consume, she also has lines specifically in the Japanese translation of the game where she feels compelled to consume him as well. So I would love if this memory did something with that.
Even in the English one, I think she gets like little bits of, oh, you have to devour him, he's yours. And, like, she wants to take his eye.
Yeah, especially in Myth 2. Like, when they go back and we see Dragon Sylus, like, that is absolutely apparent. The only thing with that I would say is maybe not necessarily completely depicted by the concept of good and bad is that MC is kind of bad herself. Like, she's never depicted as being, like, oppositional and good. So it is interesting. I do think that feeds into the whole like devour cycle, because she's not necessarily fighting against it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's really interesting though, because if they are stuck in like a cycle of death and rebirth where they always come together and are attempting to devour each other, the Ouroboros is really good for that.
The Ouroboros is also in a ton of mythology, but I think the mythology where Sylus comes out the most is in both the Danish and the Irish mythology, where in Danish there's a guy named Sigurd Snake in the Eye, which is, you know, how on the nose, it's both of my theories combined. We'll see the eye part later. But he was a dude whose dad basically ended up killing the Ouroboros, which in this version of the myth is called the Lindworm, which was a serpent-like dragon that grew into the Ouroboros, and after it was slain, its power was given to Sigurd in the form of a snake-like picture in his eye that gave him some kind of like compulsive power to influence people, which is pretty interesting, sort of like a Gios. And we see a ton of eye imagery in Sylus's stuff, from that image on the left. We see like an eyeball destroying things on the right. That thing down there is the cosmic encounter, where we see, although the focus is more on the feathers that we talked about earlier in the birdcage kind of thing, it's all inside of an eyeball, and that one is like specifically for Sylus, if I remember correctly. So this kind of like anchors.
And plus his like eye, his actual eye, does the weird glowy thing too.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
time. So, back to the Celtic mythology, there's the Eye of Balor, which is like there was this creature in Celtic mythology that has the ability to destroy at a glance. It basically, I mean, I'm not sure if it's exactly like a laser beam, but basically anything that it looked at, it could just blow up effectively. And I kind of see that in the image on the top right where that building's being destroyed by like an eyeball-shaped swirl. And you can see the eye.
Do you guys remember Boom Boom Man from Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yes, Mr.
Yeah.
Sparky Boom Boom.
Yeah, Mr. Sparky Boom Boom Man.
Well, I think
I think Sylus does use his eye to eat souls, though, which is a type of destruction. So this is very interesting.
Oh,
and
does
I
he
wanna
use his
see
eye
more
to
of
blow
that.
things up?
Not that I
He
know.
does not use his
Not
eye
yet.
to blow things up.
Not yet.
So yeah, I think I'm hoping to see more Ouroboros imagery. I'm hoping to see more of that. Like we talked about Hades earlier, the cycle of life and death, and maybe Silas's powers over that. I love the fallen angel motif. I don't know how I could tie that into this current thing, but yeah, that's where I'm hoping this story goes. Somewhere along those lines.
Yeah. I think we definitely have to see something about the eye in the myth because we haven't. Have we had like a real explanation for the eye yet? Like how that started?
Merlot.
What eye? The
So I
sky
think
eye?
maybe
No,
not the
like
sky eye, like Silas's eye.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Like in the dragon one, it already exists. Like he already has the eye, and he continues to have it to present day. So maybe if the new myth is further back, we'll see why it happened.
Maybe he gets
there
stabbed in the eye.
There are a couple other smaller theories just to mention
The fake
quickly.
eye.
Oh, I did want to say before we move on, huge credits to Wolf Fox Beta, whose real name is Leia. She has like an incredible database on all things Sylus online, like just super detailed with tons of images that I pulled information and the images from. So massive credits to Wolf Fox Beta. Thank you there.
So a couple of the smaller theories, people keep mentioning John birds, which are sort of similar to the concept of a soulmate. It's a bird with one wing on either side, and people think that often MC and Sylus are depicted, as you can see in their idol outfits, which are the most recent outfits, as being kind of halves of each other, and they each have half a soul, so they could each have one wing in the new myth and be John birds, which are a symbol of like steadfast affection and like belonging to each other. MC is also depicted as a little bird in all of Silas's emojis, whereas like she's usually referred to as a kitten, but she's always depicted as a little white dove to his crow. The other theory is he could be a phoenix, or he could be an emperor, and MC could be a phoenix. And people like to point out that the cane could be a sign that he's going to have a cane as a weapon in the next myth, and a cane would be a weapon for the emperor if MC's the phoenix counterpart to him.
that's cute. I like the half and half outfit thing that they have going on. It does really look like wings to me.
This is the most adorable slide so far.
Her dress
I
kind
don't
of
know.
makes me think of a jellyfish, personally.
Oh,
I don't think they're gonna go jellyfish for their next myth, but
Silas is
That would be
actually
stepping
king
on,
of
He
the
has
ocean.
feathers, not
Perhaps
jellyfish.
toes,
he's
I think.
secretly, yeah.
Jellyfish
He's a
are
seagull?
polyps that live forever. So immortality,
Oh.
jellyfish. Oh,
Okay. So
Fish
MC
fun
is
facts.
a jellyfish and Silas is a seagull that scoops her out of the ocean.
Mm,
Beautiful.
that's perfect.
But the other thing we can look at is the timelines of the myths and what have happened in the myths that we have so far to try and guess sort of if Silas's myth is going to be way in the past or way in the future and what we can expect timeline-wise.
Yeah, so like so far with the first Myth 3 that came out, that was Raph Smith this year, Lemurian Sea God. And in Lemurian Sea God, we kind of got a better understanding of what the timeline was, in that we do kind of look back and flash back to God of Tides. So it's clear that God of Tides was first so far in what we know about Raph, and then Lemurian Sea God, but that puts Abyss Walker in a weird spot because Abyss Walker was his first myth. There's no sea. The sea has dried up. And so, like, it's very unclear at what point in the timeline this happens. The general consensus so far, and we don't have any, like, confirmations of this anywhere, is that Abyss Walker must take place in the wave future. Alternatively, I would say, because of how the other myths have gone, like with Xavier and with Zane, is it's also possible that Abyss Walker is taking place kind of in parallel in an alternate universe. And then also, maybe, like, if we look at Xavier, we have Lightseeker. And Lightseeker takes place first, right, with Xavier coming to current Phylos, or wherever we are. Becoming Lumiere and then leading into present day. And then King of Dark Knight, we know takes place if he never went back in time, right? So that's alternate, in which case maybe Lemurian Sea God is also alternate and Myth 3s are alternate, because if we do look at Zane's, like, the timeline is also a little funky, and that is a picture of Abyss Walker and not God of Annihilation.
I just saw that.
But Rip God of Annihilation, it's actually just Abyss Walker.
What did you do to
It's
my
okay,
boy?
Abyss Walker Raph is more pretty, so
No!
I want to look at him a little longer.
How dare you?
So, I named it correctly, though. In this case, like, we don't really know when God of Annihilation takes place. Like, it could be happening again, like, in parallel in alternate universes. I think Zane's is a little bit more funky because, like, it's clear that it shatters into so many universes versus the other ones feel a little bit more linear, like they're taking place in a singular story.
Because Zane has the library, right? So all of the Zanes kind of have the fractal library as their center, and all of the universes spiral out as, like, books in the library. But, like, so far the theory is that God of Annihilation is the past and happens first while he's still, like, building, you know, the structure of the library up. That's the theory anyway. But then Foreseer and Master of Fate may or may not be in a particular order. They're just kind of like, they are alternate universes.
I think it could be interesting if God of Annihilation is later, because he's using, and this is going to be just like a silly technology thing, but, like, he's using computers in Annihilation versus having books. Yeah, he's got geometry. Although geometry is quite old, so I don't know that I would necessarily use that as an indicator of, like, technological progress. But, like, I would that would be the only thing that I think would be interesting, is, like, if he does start on computers and then go back to books, would be an interesting timeline.
The computers weren't working. We need to go back to basic things.
I mean, clearly they didn't work. That would be the only thing that would lead me to believe that God of Annihilation is taking place either in alternate, parallel, or future.
It might have been
But then that
easier,
gives us-
though, if that memory wasn't so confusing.
For Sylus, I think it's going to make most sense that his third myth takes place first in the timeline. Because I think we're going to see what happened before he was a dragon. There could be, I think,
wasn't
in the
born
middle
like that?
also, like... Sorry?
He wasn't born a dragon?
Well, he
was, but, like, I don't think that's the beginning of his timeline. I don't think he was just born a dragon and then everything's been fine. And he's been alive this whole time as a dragon. But it's because I don't think it can be after Relentless Conqueror, because I think that's too... Like, Relentless Conqueror is very directly, like, this is the current story now.
Yeah.
So unless he gets an AU, like, it wouldn't make sense to be like, and here's the future of MC and Sylus. Because it's too directly connected to the main story.
And you know what? Maybe this is a little bit of a failing of the assessment of timelines here, because, like, I didn't include Caleb in these slides, and Sylus's myth structure seems to be a little bit more similar to Caleb's, in that Caleb's first myth, Colonel Caleb, is also current present
Yeah.
day.
And
So-
then we don't. Does anyone know what XO2 is about? Is it the future?
I think it's
Is it
alternate
the past?
universe.
I think it is the alternate universe, but I think it might be. Is it on Phylos?
Is it not Philos?
Doesn't matter.
No, we have established that in our hearts, it's Phylos.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to pronounce it correctly.
I've also been a Felos.
I think
Phylos is technically
maybe
correct.
XO2 happens on Phylos, which means that it is a future world or it is an alternate world where they are on a completely different planet. But it is definitely futuristic in vibe.
Which means he could be a vampire.
It's true.
No.
No, I think it's most likely that what they're going to do is that the third myths have sort of been building a character foundation for like the way that they are, because King of Dark Knight is sort of unique so far in that it's definitely like confirmed like a future alternate universe where Xavier did not travel back in time, but because we see the tragedy of that world, we understand why Xavier would become a backtracker. That's the foundation of his character, is to avoid a tragedy like this and the death of the planet. And God of Annihilation is also a foundation for Zane's identity, where it's like you can see what he is trying to do and what he is avoiding with his actions. So then, like Lemurian Sea God, I don't know. I feel like once you understand the foundation of Raph's godhood, you understand more about who he is. So to me, it feels likely that Sylus's third myth will be something that really settles in the roots of Sylus and why he became the greedy guy that he is.
I think that's like an excellent point, because you see with Lemurian Sea God why Raph is so sensitive about being abandoned. So I think with Sylus we have to find out why he became so destructive and willing to destroy essentially anything for the things he wants, and why he wants to encourage MC to be just as greedy as he is.
Yeah. Who hurt him?
Who hurt
Someone.
him?
And
Well,
maybe
hopefully
we'll
we find
know.
out.
Hopefully
We'll
by the end of
probably be
2026, I'm going to be devastated if we don't solve this mystery by the end of the year. Give me my third myth, Infold. I want to see what Sylus is going to be.
Let's watch him suffer.
Yeah, I'm really excited
Let's
to
watch
find
him
out which of
suffer
us is right.
again.
Silas's third
Will
myth
MC
is
die?
would you still love him if he was a worm, but spelt WIRM.
Oh my god.
We already had that.
Oh.
That
That's
already
true.
happened.
Oh,
And the answer was yes.
All right. Underrated. Still. Jurassic Park. Atlas. Futuristic.
You're
Futuristic.
not getting Jurassic Park Sylus.
Listen.
It's another
Futuristic.
reptile.
Imagine
Greedy
MC.
because all his dinosaurs ran away,
What?
and
No,
he's
he-
learned that you need to protect what is yours, like your dinosaurs.
I want MC in a safari outfit. Okay? On an island. Chasing Dino Silas around.
No,
That's my dream.
no, I want the
That's my dream.
opposite. MC is the dinosaur, because all the dinosaurs
No.
in Jurassic Park are female, and
That's
Silas
true.
is in a little safari outfit with like glasses, and he has
Oh,
to
that would be cute.
understand MC.
Oh, that could be very cute. I can picture him in his little safari outfit and long hair. Perfect.
Yeah,
That's it. That's the one.
I would
That's
love
the
to
one.
see the
We're
quick
all
time events
saying
and
right
decisions
now-
on that one.
our final prediction: Jurassic Park Silas. That's what we think is coming.
That's
For
the
his
number
third
one
myth.
conclusion.
Wrong.
Insert the Jurassic Park theme song here. That'll be our outro.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.